All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the market speculator, with the trade report for Wednesday, September 14, 2016. Let's take a look at SPY here. We did not get the continuation off these nice technicals here for a bounce. The positive is it was an inside day. It didn't violate the lows of the previous day. So if we're looking for a glass half full kind of scenario, we didn't violate these lows, but we would have liked an immediate bounce here. We are starting to get towards these oversold levels. If we look at SPY here, getting close on the stochastics, and usually when it gets around these extreme levels, we do get at least a little bit of a bounce, but we've already got that here. And if we look at the T2 108, which I haven't really pulled up for a while here with you guys, we are getting near extreme levels. This is stocks above their 40-day moving averages. We were seeing a negative divergence before when we were all at all-time highs. There weren't a lot of stocks above their 40-day moving average. This number was around 60. We would have expected it to be up here at the previous highs. And we weren't at that level. Now we're down to a number of about 30 and getting over sold here. That doesn't mean it couldn't go further, but this is something to pay attention to, especially if we were waiting to try to time a big bounce if SPY does continue down. Now, pre-market here, pretty lackluster here for the first time since Friday here. So not really a lot going on in the market at 0.14%. Crude down slightly, gold up slightly. So not much going on pre-market. Let's look at our trades and our current positions. We got out of VIX yesterday on the pop around 40, 50 or 60. I think it was 40, 60. It did run up here to 41, but pulled back in, and we'll see how this plays out. But again, VIX is starting to get a little extended also, but this thing, again, if we get to sell off, it could really fly, and maybe we get back in. And then I got stopped out of JNUG, which actually came back a little bit and is bouncing this morning as well. But I did need to lighten up yesterday, and since JNUG is the most volatile, I got out of that one when it hit that level we were watching as a stop level, and we'll see how this plays out. If it ever does cross over the 9, I might get back in. Now, current positions, we've got one short on still, but other than that, still kind of playing the long side off yesterday's bounce here. So, and we could, if we continue down, obviously we'll get stopped out of a number of these here, but we'll see if we end up getting that bounce. Tesla, though, still looks good as our short setup. And remember what we were doing here was watching for kind of a pre-break of this pivot here. And if we do get that, we could get a nice here. Twilio at 53. The stop is right around 52, so we're pretty close to the stop on Twilio, unless it bounces today. AMBA held up nicely towards the top of the range yesterday. Really nice candle here, and if we can get back over the 9, we should be able to hit our target. Semiconductors, SOXL, towards the middle top of the range. So this one held up really nicely yesterday. And again, if we do, the indication we're looking for is if these things can break their 9s, we could get a little run up. USO, I talked about 920 being the level where I would watch for a potential stop there, and we're getting close to that level. I might loosen it up a bit, but there would come a point here where I have to get out. Cyber, we're using the lows here, and we again held up towards the top half of the candle, which is a good thing. Buffalo Wild Wings were about 2 points away from our stop there. And LABU, I'm using a looser stop with LABU, so the lows here. And this one was volatile yesterday, went towards the bottom of the candle, but ended up closing towards the top and putting in this hammer. So that's a really nice candle here, and hopefully it's a springboard for a move up. Now, in terms of what we're looking to potentially get into, it's exactly the same as before. Anytime we get into this sell-off mode, we really narrow what we're watching. I haven't really even looked at, this is the earnings breakout list from the third quarter, about 100 stocks here. I didn't even look at this yesterday. I'm really just keying in on those major moving averages we talked about, a number of which we're already in. So there's not a lot of trading with the way we're positioned right now, aside from potentially hitting stops and targets. And then if things reverse, then I would basically just flip these ETFs. So we don't need to be analyzing hundreds of stocks. There are a few I'm still watching, and they're the same ones as yesterday. FCX, after that big move the previous day, pulled back to the bottom of the range, so not the best candle there. But PayPal held up really nicely and actually broke out up 2% and almost getting up over these highs here. So a little consolidation and a break, and PayPal would be looking really nice. And then some of our FANG stocks here, Amazon, an inside day, much like the market, but if it can hold its major moving average, and then Netflix here, again, right at its key moving average. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And then still watching energy. So if we look at XLE, this one broke down. So what I'm watching for here, not necessarily short yet because it's gone down quite a bit here. But if it can get beaten down some more, we might have a bounce play in energy. So that's it for the trade report. Again, we're positioned already, so probably not going to make any entries today. It's just managing what we have here. And if this market is a little tough for you to trade with this volatility and kind of sell-off mode, and we don't know right now if this is a quick sell-off, if we come back, just wait for things to shake out, and then you can always start trading once we have better indications.